I'm Alan Newberg, and I'm here to tell you about the 15th Annual Collective Visions Statewide Juried Art Show, also known as the CVG Show. This show has become one of our biggest annual projects at Collective Visions Gallery, and we're very proud to have put it together. I'm a founding member of Collective Visions Gallery, which is now in its 27th year. And my co-partner for the CVG show project is Cindy Duval.
Hi, I'm Cindy Duval. I've been with the CVG show for 9 years now. And I've been an artist here also with the gallery for 9 years.
And first of all, I would like to thank Mayor Greg Wheeler for sponsoring the Best of Show Award, which is the top award in a statewide competition. It's a $1,500 award, and we'd also like to thank the Cultural Arts Foundation Northwest, which is headquartered in Paulsbo, for the Best of Kitsap award.
We would also like to thank the generous sponsors of the CVG show. We could not have done this CVG show without them, so thank you so much. They are Kitsap Credit Union, Rory Jefferson Dentistry, Friedman Rubin Trial Lawyers, Edward Jones, Teresa Bryant, Arnold's Furniture, Kitsap Sun, West Sound Home and Garden Magazine, Bradley Scott Commercial Real Estate, Pinto Group, Stanley, Soriano Brothers Investments, Huddleston, McKinsey and Associates, West Sound Arts Council, Anthony's Restaurant, Artist Edge, and Calypso Glass. We'd also like to thank our Purchase Awards. We're so grateful for their continued support. And a Purchase Award is pledged to buy art at the opening of the show.
We also want to thank our organizing committee, of which Cindy and I are the chairs. So it's myself, Alan Newberg, Cindy Duval, Rose Costella, who's also the president of the gallery right now, Kate Vikstrom, and Danny Gray. And another committee member, Bill Walcott. In addition to that, we have members who have volunteered their time and community members that have volunteered their time to help put on this show. That includes Anna Hoy, Dolores Weir, Merle Jones, Linda Beachman, John Steggy, Lou Hurlbert, and Lori Barmore. One of the most important parts and tasks that the CVG show has each year is a selection of a qualified juror. This is a very important step, perhaps the most important step to a successful show. This year we selected Margaret Bullock, who is the Chief Curator of Collections at the Tacoma Art Museum. And she holds an MA in Anthropology from Washington State University and an MA in Art History from the University of Oregon. Okay, that's it. Prior to joining the Tacoma Art Museum, she was a curator of the Harwood Museum of Art in Taos, New Mexico, associate curator of American art at the Portland Museum, Oregon, and a research fellow of American art at the Montgomery Museum of Arts in Alabama. She has curated exhibitions and written articles and books on American and European fine and decorative arts. Her specialty is late 19th century, early 20th century American art, with a particular focus on the art of the Pacific Northwest. She is the editor or co-editor of several such books, including books done during her tenure here at the Tacoma Art Museum, each in conjunction with exhibitions of the same title. I'm going to read, I have 4 titles here. The New Deal Art in the Northwest, WPA and Beyond. That was in 2020. Captive Light, The Life and Photography of Ella McBride, Margaret Bullock, and the co-author of David F. Martin. Austere Beauty, The Art of Z, Vanessa Helder by David Martin and Margaret Bullock, and Turbulent Lens, Photographic Art by Verna Haffer, also by Margaret Bullock, David Martin, and Christina Henderson. And our final book is a book by one of my favorite painters, Child Haslam, The Impressionist in the West, by Margaret Bullock. And I believe that was done while she was at the Portland Museum. So, Margaret, we are delighted to have you here with us. We're so honored that you would agree to be the juror of our show.
Thank you, Alan. It's a great pleasure and privilege to be asked to jury the show. I got to do it a number of years ago, and it was an amazing opportunity, so I was really glad to be asked to do it again. So first of all, I wanted to start by just thanking everybody who submitted work for consideration for the show. It's a really rare opportunity for a curator to see such an amazing cross-section of work happening in a region at one time. And there's never enough time in the day to keep up with all the exhibitions and go to all the galleries and watch all the Instagram feeds. So it's a really wonderful chance to see all that work. And that was really, for me, the jurying principle for this was this idea of a cross-section, that I wanted the show to be a snapshot of what's happening in contemporary art in the Northwest at this moment through the work you all submitted. So in thinking about the show, that's what I was looking to really represent. Is there a cross-section of all the media that were submitted? Within those media, is there a cross-section of maybe the types of technique or the processes, just interesting variations within that, different subjects, different formats?
I hope that when you come see the show, you'll be fascinated by the variety, maybe see some interesting work you weren't expecting, and just really enjoy getting an idea of what's been happening all around you in this area. So one of the great parts of doing these jurying of shows is that you also get to choose awards. And in thinking of awards, the idea for me was that what are works that really I just can't stop looking at? What do I keep going back to? And so those are the works that I chose for the awards this year. Works that I can look at it from across the room, I can look at it from close up, I can walk around it if it's a three-dimensional object, and just keep finding interesting aspects of it over and over. How was that put together? Why did they do it that way? What was that painting effect they were trying to get? And so that for me was the real criteria for choosing these works. So we'll start with the awards for the two-dimensional category. And the third place award goes to Lee Thornhill for a piece called I'll Meet You There. This is an incredibly stunning graphite drawing, and it's a beautiful work because it seems so simple and such a quiet scene, but when you really get up close to it and look, I think you will be startled and amazed by the technical ability that has been gone into this work, the variety of shading, the variety of line work. It's really a glorious piece. The second place award in the 2D category goes to Seth Marasuk for a piece called Helix Terminal 2. This striking work in black and white fascinated me because it is so intricate a composition and has so much interesting movement happening in it, so much depth to it, and so many stories you can tell or imagine in looking at the piece. The first place award in the two-dimensional category goes to Charmin Owens for a painting called Dare Me. And as you'll see from the image when it comes up on the screen, this is a really striking portrait, first of all, just from the figure's eyes and the way they just kind of catch your attention. But what really fascinates me about this painting is the way in which it's structured. There are so many different ways in which the body has been folded together. There's incredible work with receding parts of the body and the arms and everything kind of tied and tucked in together. It's a fascinating composition. There's a variety of interesting brushwork, and I hope you really enjoy kind of unpacking the puzzle that is that piece. So the award winners for the three-dimensional category, in third place is Marilyn Gottlieb for a piece called The Evolution of Family. This is a really fascinating artwork that built itself off of a found object, which is an old school kind of slide drawer storage case. It has taken that idea of photography and memory, combined this found object with contemporary images and also historical. It's also got an interactive component, and it's just a really smart and interesting way to create a sculpture out of a combination of objects.
The second place award in this category goes to Cindy Salisbury for a piece called Mask of Medusa. And again, when you see the image, you may not be able to tell what the material is, but it's actually paper mache with objects applied to it. It's intricate, it's beautiful, it's fascinating. It looks like it's bronze, and it's really a beautiful and stunning piece of work. And then the first place award in the three-dimensional category goes to Daniel Miller for a piece called Blind Devotion. This beautiful sculpture is carved out of lime wood and has copper added for the details. And from every angle, it is fascinating. It has gorgeous carving. It has movement. It feels familiar, and yet it feels like a strange and wonderful, fantastical object. I think it's just a really striking piece. So congratulations to all of you in that category. And then in photography, the third place award goes to Ken Allison for a piece called Young 2, which is a really striking black and white portrait of a street scene. I love the composition that's sort of off-center. I love the juxtaposition of the figure with the mannequin in the window. I love the work that's been done with depth of field in that piece to really make it interesting all the way back and to the surface of the photo and in every sort of direction in the photo. The second place award in this category goes to Sarah Dawn King for a piece called Cradle, which is lovely, and it's simple, and yet it's complicated and really evocative. I love the simplicity of it, just these two interlocked figures on this green field, but it just brings up so many interesting emotions and thoughts and ideas when you look at it. And then the first place award in photography goes to Stacy Honda for a piece called Insight. I love this piece because it's a digital photograph, so it's a photograph and also has had digital work done with it, and it's seamless. And I love that it can be done so beautifully and just feel like a single work without that sort of, sometimes there's a back and forth in digital. I love that it's mysterious and it's dramatic, but it's also incredibly simple. And it's just it's very small. I was shocked when I came into the gallery and saw the size of it because the drama when I saw it as a digital artwork was really outsized for it. So congratulations to all of you in that category. The honorary award winners are Javier Ortega for a piece called Lipstick, Brian Crittlebaugh for Pixelated Sunrays, Catherine Lesh for Nude, Vicki Platts-Brown for Raven, Book, and Thistle, Julie Reed for Yellow No. 2, Kyler Pahang for We Know More Than You Think, Patsy Sur O'Connell for After Shattering the Moon Jar, Ross Brown, Dialogue with the Sun, John Corvell, After the Hunt, and Gene Simmons, Extensions. And then finally, the Best in Show Award, which goes to Juan Rodriguez for a sculpture called The Fall of Icarus. It's a really stunning piece. I was struck by the balance of it, how the figure can be falling so beautifully and so gracefully, but also be so carefully balanced. It's this wonderful combination of sort of raw materials or even rough materials. There are edges of wires and things sticking out around it. You get the fragility, you get the sort of rawness of it. It really takes you back to the story of Icarus and that idea of him making his own wings to try and rise above and fly up to the sun. But it also has this beautiful sense of fragility that it gives it as well. So just a really gorgeous piece. It's right here in the front half of the gallery. You can look at it from every angle and find something fascinating and interesting to see in it. So congratulations, Juan. Again, thank you all so much for submitting work to the show. Congratulations to all the award winners and to everyone in the exhibition.
Thank you, Margaret, for a wonderful explanation of your process and the reasons for your choices. We're delighted and honored you're doing this task for us.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce Sandy Cross and Helen Owens from the Cultural Arts Foundation Northwest. We are so grateful for their continued support of the CVG show. The Cultural Arts Foundation Northwest sponsors the annual Posable Arts Festival and Art in the Woods studio tour. They are dedicated to encouraging Kitsap County artists through scholarships and grants for students and adults.
Hi, I'm Sandy, and just a little bit more about CAFN. We've been in the county for about 40 years or so, and we're very happy to be here to support artists, working artists, upcoming artists, and students and children as well. It was already mentioned about the fact that we give scholarships and grants. We also have sponsorships. So if there's an organization that is doing something in the arts or tangential to the arts, and they'd like to have a sponsor to help them, we do that as well. All of those things are located on our website, and if you just Google CAFN, C-A-F-N-W, you'll get there. And the dates of the studio tour are always the second weekend in November, and the Arts by the Bay, the Paulsbo Art Festival, is the third weekend in August. And we're really happy to be helping and sponsoring the Best of Kitsap Award. We've been doing that for almost getting close to 10 years now. And we're always pleased to do that because Collective Visions and the art show that they have is very outstanding, and we're proud to be part of that with them. Helen?
And my name is Helen, and Sandy and I were just very impressed with the quality of the work, of all the work that's here. And we came to an agreement that this particular painting by Madison Bowie was incredibly impactful. And though it's called ephemerati, which is fleeting, the impact that it had on both of us was far from fleeting. It's a wonderful piece, and we're very happy to award it our first prize.